Man, you know what's crazy? Speaking of tournament data, this was like mind-boggling to me and literally puts every other TCG in like deer in headlight situation. It's ridiculous. But basically, the Pokemon TCG had a event. They had an event in a Champions League, which is the largest scale of event in Pokemon. And what they did is they did a 1-hour live stream a couple weeks later where they invited one of the top players here, and what they did is they looked over the finals match, but much more importantly than anything else, they did a meta-analysis and statistics analysis on the official stream. So they showed this, the top 16. This is the usage rate of day one decks. So it doesn't matter if you don't know anything about Pokemon. Just marvel at this. So this is day one decks. This is day two deck usage with percentage rates of which decks decreased and increased in usage, because this is the Pokemon company, they have the information, so they provided it on their official live stream. Then, because in Pokemon, when there's a 2-day event in Japan, you have the rule you can change the deck you use. So 47.2% did not change their decks, for example, right? So they showed like that kind of statistic. Then what is this? Conversion rate. They literally showed conversion rate of decks. Then they showed the win rate percentage of matchups of the top meta decks on the official channel. They gave a matchup breakdown. For example, this is the bottom side is you, the player, the top side is the opponent. Let's say this is the first deck is Giratina V-Star. It has a 43.9 win rate percentage against Miraidon. It has a 45% win rate against Mew VMAX. 40.6% win rate against Lugia V-Star, right? And all of these numbers are drawn from actual gameplay data from all the games played in day one of the tournament. And so they highlight different things. Obviously, they discussed it and talk about the different meta decks, right? And then they talk about card changes. So, like in the pie chart earlier, is it the English side of Pokemon? This is the Japanese side. If then they said, okay, so for the people that chose to play the same deck between day 1 and 2, what did they change in their deck lists, right? So you see like Temple of Sinnoh being put in while Beach Core was taking out in Gardevoir EX. In Lugia V-Star, you saw people taking out or like putting in the Radiant Gardevoir instead of other Radiants, right? And then like just basically like then showing the other age divisions, so the senior age division deck breakdowns, right? And then the top 16. The junior, same thing for the juniors, right? And then this is the expanded, so the premium format. Like nobody knows what premium format is in Pokemon, so they give a breakdown. Lugia V-Star, 8 of top 16. And then like a bunch of other decks, right? And basically what is played. And so basically they just did this for the whole stream. They showed all of, like, this is the craziest to me, the official Pokemon channel. Because also a very, 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 very important point about this is that I want you to take a look at who. So like the person on the right is Ito Shintaro. He is one of the previous Pokemon World Champions that won with Audino in a previous Pokemon World Championship. But look at these four. So these four people here are the ones running the Pokemon channel. And basically the Pokemon channel is, generally speaking, geared at more casual players. It's there to market the Pokemon TCG in a anyone can play, your grandpa can play, your children can play, like everyone can play Pokemon. And so they use very like fashionable, flashy, good-looking, very like well-mannered people to run the channel. A channel that is geared towards casuals and literally like anyone can play, while also pertaining to like competitive people to an extent, does a replay analysis of the finals and gives you matchup data, conversion data for the card game itself. Like, this is mind-boggling. This is simply insane. Like, this level of commitment to competitive data is something that every card game company should be doing because they have access to it, especially for companies that run their card game through an online platform of some sort, which Bushiroad also does in Japan through Bushinabi. So they have all of these numbers. I don't know what Konami uses. I know now Bandai in Japan uses the Bandai app. I don't know how it works yet myself, but maybe. Would casuals actually look at this? Probably not, unless they're made to care about it, right? If casuals care more about tournaments, maybe they do. Like, this doesn't have that many views, considering it's Pokemon, right? 20k views, it's already been almost 2 days. It's not that much, right? But for the people that do care, this is like a huge thing. And especially for other card games like Vanguard, where the competitive community is much bigger than the casual community, at least in terms of online presence, that's pretty big, right? I don't know, maybe it's not that much bigger than in online presence, but like it feels like it is compared to like Pokemon. This is just insane to me. It's genuinely crazy. You can make casuals interested in anything with good delivery. That is also true. Like, I've always been pretty casual with Pokemon TCG, but I've always watched Worlds, you know?